So I watched How to Train Your Dragon live action, and guess what? It's the same movie. I don't know what you expected. I feel like everyone kind of knew this at this point. Like, it is basically the exact same, to the point where they probably used the animated film as the storyboard. As I know, though, there are things that were cut out, but honestly, the overall story is bar for bar. I will say a surprise from this was the performances were actually pretty good. Before the film came out, they released this clip.
This is where Chief Brave Owl slew the Whispering Death.
Yeah, and it's where Chief Tough Nut will slay everything else.
And I'm not gonna lie, it made me a little nervous because their voices sounded really stunted for some reason. It felt like a school play that the actors were doing as their extracurricular. But in the film itself, most of the performances are pretty good. I liked Nico Parker as Astrid, and Mason Thames made Hiccup his own towards the end. I don't know the order in which they shot the movie, but it felt like he got more comfortable trying his own thing towards the end, instead of just a blatant impression of Hiccup. Also, I don't know if I'm nitpicking, but the score this time around felt like kind of overbearing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's an iconic score, but this time it felt like they knew that, so they cranked everything to like an 11, and for better or for worse, it's up to you, but for me, it felt kind of like, I mean, I don't know, I don't really know how to say it without using that stupid clip from, like, Family Guy.
Explain yourself. What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
Anyways, was it good? I guess. It's hard to call something good when it's basically the same thing from before. But it did raise an interesting question for me. I feel like the release of Lilo and Stitch made the reaction to How to Train Your Dragon a lot lighter. There was a considerable amount of backlash to the changes they made in the Lilo and Stitch narrative. And it seems like the only thing we're complaining about with the How to Train Your Dragon narrative... Why did I say it like that? And it seems like the main concern for How to Train Your Dragon is that it's the exact same. So I guess the question is, when it comes to a remake, is it better to try something new, even if it fails, or just redo it bar for bar? The question rattled me for days, so I decided to bring it to the man himself, the one whose empire is built on this philosophy for the past decade, Walt Disney. However, I ran into a bit of a problem. He's dead, and they have yet to figure out how to resurrect him. But they're getting really, really close. Is someone gonna stop this? Are we just gonna let this happen? So I decided to find the next best thing and hit up my boy Abe, and guess what? That motherfucker was close too. But then it hit me. What would he know? He's just an animatronic, a mimic, a remake of the person we once knew. I couldn't trust him anyway. So I decided to walk around the merch stores because honestly, it was hot as shit and I was dying. But also, look at this hat I found. I was gonna put a whole bit about who would buy this, but there were a lot of people wearing it. I eventually landed on Main Street Cinema, a building that plays a bunch of old Mickey cartoons. As I was watching it, I couldn't stop thinking about the new Mickey and Friends cartoons. I mean, is this what we're supposed to do with art? Wait a couple years, slap a new paint job on it, and call it a day? I mean, both films destroyed the box office. I didn't want to face the facts. There had to be more I was missing. For me to figure this out, I had to venture into the belly of the beast. I had to immerse myself in the most remade and milked franchise of all time, Star Wars Land, or Galaxy's Edge, or Batuu, if you're a fucking loser. Now, I love Star Wars, but I've gotten really cynical over the years. Except for you. You keep doing you. I love you. Never change. What I'm trying to say is I'm still a fan. I mean, shit, I waited an hour for Star Tours that day. Do you know how committed that is? Anyways, the entire point of this video was to ask the question on whether or not these remakes contribute anything to art. But while recording my walk, I kind of forgot that was my goal in the first place. And for some reason, it was an extremely calming walkthrough of Batuu. I kind of just got lost in the scenery and vibes of it all. But I mean, maybe that's me subconsciously making a point about this whole thing. Does it matter to complain about these remakes when it's bound to make someone else happy? Is it my role on Earth to just be cynical about a children's movie that wasn't made for me? Maybe, like some current Star Wars, I should just be happy that it exists and someone will like it. And I mean, maybe, just maybe, The essence isn't trapped within the dichotomy of genuine versus imitation, but rather in the profound emotions it stirs within our being. So I decided to watch it one more time, but this time with a little help from 3D and a little stop in the parking lot beforehand. I went into this empty ass theater feeling really out of place. I don't know. Like I go to the theater a lot. Like I go alone a lot, I go with friends a lot, but this time, I don't know, this one felt kind of weird. Like, I'm just some grown-ass dude watching How to Train Your Dragon 3D alone. Actually, I had to get up and piss, and honestly, I'm gonna go on a little side tangent here. Y'all need to learn how to use a public bathroom. Stop pissing on the floor, I'm so serious. Look how baggy my pants were. Anyways, the movie finally started, and I'll be honest, it literally changed nothing. It felt like I was just watching the screen through some dark glasses. So my final verdict on How to Train Your Dragon is this. It's okay. Was this an excuse to just go to Disneyland? Maybe.